Benjamin Franklin, the electrifying citizen. Many people call Benjamin Franklin the first citizen of America, and for a reason. He was one of the most influential founding fathers, and with his discovery of electricity and other important contributions, major remnants of him are still alive today. At a time when much of the science of the world was yet to be discovered, Benjamin Franklin displayed leadership by showing other scientists to be more creative, courageous, and experimental to find new resources and knowledge. The immediate impact was the new knowledge of electricity and the inventions of the lightning rod and the battery. The long-term consequences, or legacy, include the way electricity powers almost everything we do, and how it is becoming a resource that is saving our planet. Benjamin Franklin was not just a great scientist, he was an inventor and also a politician for the new American government forming after the Revolution. The Declaration of Independence, the great document that gained our country independence from Great Britain. Benjamin Franklin was one of the 50 men to sign this document, showing that he supported human rights. Benjamin Franklin was also a Federalist, meaning he supported the abolishing of the Articles of Confederation, the country's first government. He wanted a new and improved government, so he supported the Constitution, the world's oldest and still in use government today. This new constitution made the individual people and the states more powerful, resulting in a better government. It also ensured some of the rights that we still value today, through the first 10 amendments, more commonly known as the Bill of Rights. Some of these rights include freedom of speech, freedom of press, and the prevention of unreasonable searches and seizures. Benjamin Franklin was very interested in lightning. He had once received an electricity tube from his friend Peter Collison and played around with it while performing experiments. Benjamin suspected that lightning was an electrical current in nature. He wanted to see if it passed through metal, hence his kite and key experiment. He figured out that lightning is a stream of electrified air, or plasma as it is known today. Benjamin Franklin figured out that electricity flows from a positive charge to a negative charge when something is being charged with electricity. He called this the single fluid theory. With this knowledge, he created some of the electrical terms like conductor, charges, and battery that we still thoroughly use today. Franklin said that electricity had a common element which he named electrical fire. He also said that electricity was fluid, like a liquid. It passed from one thing to another without its energy getting destroyed. In his autobiography, Benjamin was concise and humble with his words on his discoveries. I will not swell this narrative with an account of the capital experiment, nor of the infinite pleasure I received in the success of a similar one I made soon after with a kite in Philadelphia, as both are to be found in the histories of electricity. Benjamin's famous discovery in the Americas traveled its way over to England. In the second quote from his autobiography, it explains how many people felt the need to show the importance of Benjamin Franklin and his experiments with lightning. Dr. Wright, an English physician, when at Paris, wrote to a friend, who was of the Royal Society, an account of the high esteem my experiments were in among the learned abroad, and of their wonder that my writings have been so little noticed in England. Benjamin Franklin accomplished major feats through his discovery of electricity with his natural intelligence. He affected the whole idea of lightning and electricity all around the world. Thus, without studying in any college, I came to partake of their honors. They were conferred in consideration of my improvements and discoveries in the electric branch of natural philosophy. The lightning rod was invented by Benjamin after his discovery. Its use was to protect homes from lightning strikes. It was a metal rod attached to the top of a building that had a wire running down to the ground. When lightning struck the rod, the wire would carry the electrical charge safely to the ground. In the picture, what is believed to be Benjamin's first lightning rod is shown. This quote from Benjamin Franklin explains how he thought his invention of the lightning rod was really going to protect people from the unpredictable nature of lightning. It has pleased God in His goodness and mankind at length to discover them the means of securing their habitations and other buildings from mischief by thunder and lightning. If the house or barn be long, there may be a rod and point at each end, and a middling wire along the ridge from one to the other. A house thus furnished will not be damaged by lightning, it being attracted by the points, and passing through the metal into the ground without hurting anything. This quote explains how Benjamin Franklin wanted the lightning rod to be used. The James Madison Papers, a collection of materials representing James Madison's life, include a poem by Jonathan Odell within it. With a spark which he caught from the skies, that his and could defend us from thunder. These lines describe Odell's adoration for Franklin, the importance of his discovery, and also his invention of the lightning rod. After Benjamin's discovery, he ventured into the medical field of science. Benjamin wrote much about electrical care of paralysis in his writings of letters, articles, and collections of sayings. This photo shows a statue of Benjamin Franklin at Pennsylvania University in Philadelphia. This university is known for their involvement with medical science, showing just what a big impact Benjamin has had. Many knew electricity sent through the body could cause involuntary twitching and contracting of muscles. People, including Benjamin, believed that sending this shock or charge through the body and paralyzed limbs could increase blood flow, regenerate muscle, and restore movement. Franklin contributed many inventions for electrical therapy. He never called himself an electrical therapist, but he was contacted by many for his great reputation and experience. He used an electrical generator, where an electrical charge was made by turning a crank, and a Leyden jar, used to store the electricity for his patients. He never found a cure for paralysis with his treatments, but he treated many and found ways to make people better. Benjamin Franklin had a specific and careful way to treat his patients, making sure they were cared for properly. Some years since, a number of paralytics were brought to me from different parts of Pennsylvania and the neighboring provinces to be electriced, which I did for them at their request. My method was to place the patient first in a chair on an electric stool and draw a number of large, strong sparks from all parts of the affected limb or side. Then I fully charged 2 6-gallon glass jars, each of which had about 3 square feet of surface coated, and I sent the united shock of these through the affected limb or limbs, repeating the stroke commonly 3 times each day. The first thing observed was an immediate greater sensible warmth in the lame limbs that received the stroke than in others. The limbs too were found more capable of voluntary motion and seemed to receive strength. Benjamin Franklin, as you can tell from this quote, overall found much success with his treatments. He helped many people who struggled through paralysis, showing just another aspect of his incredible legacy. Jacques Lafitte said, "The companion note explains that future ages will regard Benjamin Franklin as a god, responsible for the most far-reaching changes of the century. The discovery of electricity will alter all of physics, and the founding of the United States will alter all of politics. There is no describing how much Benjamin Franklin impacted our country. Like a crater, he left an enormous mark with his discovery of electricity and the overall founding of the United States." Benjamin Franklin, the electrifying citizen. His leadership will guide us through the centuries to come, and his legacy will stay with us forever. With the discovery of electricity, Benjamin Franklin is arguably the most prominent figure in the founding of our modern world.